term utility software describes a range of programs that often run in the background to maintain the performance of the computer. Given the complexity of computer hardware and software, problems can sometimes occur. The role of utility software is to ensure that the computer runs efficiently and that problems, when they do occur, can be dealt with.
Data compression is a utility that allows the user to shrink the size of files. A file that is being compressed takes up less space on a disk drive and can be transmitted more quickly than an uncompressed file. Compressed files, while smaller, cannot normally be fully used until they have been uncompressed. A data compression utility, therefore, needs to be capable of both compressing and uncompressing files.
As files are written, edited, removed, and rewritten to a disk, those files may become split, with the pieces stored in multiple physical locations. This is called fragmentation, and it slows down data access on any disk with moving parts, such as a magnetic disk. This is because the disk must rotate, and the read head must position itself differently to pick up each piece of the file. The more pieces there are, the more movement is required of the disk, and the longer that file takes to load. A computer's defragmentation utility attempts to speed up access time by placing all of a file's pieces next to each other on the disk. This process would apply to an entire disk, not just an individual file, so it's often left to run overnight.
A backup utility creates a copy of data which can be used to restore the system if the original data is lost. Data can be backed up to another part of the disk, a separate disk or online in the cloud, which is really just a disk on someone else's computer far away. Backups can be full or incremental. A full backup, as the name suggests, creates a copy of a disk's entire contents. This is time-consuming, so it can be set to happen every few days, perhaps at night. An incremental backup creates a copy of only the data that has been changed since the last backup. If you have made no changes, nothing will be backed up, since the contents of your disk and the backup will still be identical.
An encryption utility is needed in order to scramble data, making it unreadable. This is useful if you plan to send confidential data across a network, or if you simply want unauthorized users to be unable to access your data on your computer. In order to access the data, a person must enter a password or key, and the encryption utility decrypts the data.